Okay, so when you're planning a holiday, how far do you book in advance? Do you like to plan ahead, or do you do last minute bookings? What works best for you?
I'll take that or start with that. Well, we need because of the school holidays. I know when the girls can be out of school, and we basically plan our holidays again, around days that the girls don't have school. So that means long weekends, bank holiday weekends, all of those. So I've got those booked up, except for February. This couple weeks coming up, that one didn't turn out, so I'm going to be looking last minute. So it's a mix. Some of it is, summer's booked, October half term's booked, but some we just kind of leave it and think, well, if something comes up, we'll go for it. If it doesn't, then we might take some day trips around the UK.
Okay, great. Um, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, we you did mention the school holidays. I know that does the kind of the prices do affect you, and obviously it takes a lot of planning. Do you have any kind of advice or tips about how to get the best price when it comes to booking those holidays in term time? Susanna?
If you have the secret, please tell me. It seems to change year from year. Sometimes if you book in advance, sometimes obviously booking in advance is much better because you get the availability and the best prices, I think.
Yeah.
And then sometimes last minute if there's something left. I think that the worst is probably looking, a month beforehand and trying to find something. But if there is some secret, I would love to know.
Yeah, I think.
Um, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I found some really good deals last year when I was looking, because for one reason or another we were looking at a holiday in the end of August, and I found that actually some of the more unusual locations were actually sort of cheaper because actually they weren't the standard British holiday location. So, for example, last year we very nearly went to a large campsite near Lake Garda,
Yeah.
because actually it wasn't seen of as a kind of traditional British summer holiday, but actually, beautiful lakeside, beachside location. You just needed to fly into an airport and then travel a bit. It wasn't too far, but because it was the flights were into, I think it was the Milan, the airport north of Milan. It was fairly close to Lake Garda, and the prices were really good. So I think maybe looking at something that is just a little bit different to what the sort of usual beach holiday is that a lot of Brits like to do in the summer kind of gives you a better price. I know some friends have got quite a good deal on an October half-term holiday to Marrakesh, to a sort of beach, to a big hotel with a nice pool and things in Marrakesh this October, because again that's just a little bit
Yeah.
different to the traditional.
That's really interesting, actually, because we were going to ask you about kind of what family destinations you think work. I mean, for us, the Canary Islands are always really popular, like Sharm el Sheikh, and stuff like that. Like Spain's really big, and some of Greece. But it's quite interesting that you were talking about those unusual destinations as well. So, kind of wanted to ask you. What family destinations have you been on that you really liked, and anything that you think is like unusual, which you think would work for families?
I'll start. I could start.
Yeah.
One is I'm a huge fan of going to California. If you're going to be doing maybe a once in a lifetime or twice in a lifetime, it's 10-hour flight to get out there, but once you get out there, there's a gazillion things to do. You could go skiing and then 6-hour drive 3 hours away and be on the beach. They have Surf City, USA. There's national parks. There's big cities, San Francisco, Los Angeles to explore, not far from Mexico as well. So there's loads and loads. If you're thinking of a destination that is kind of ticks a lot of the boxes, especially for me having preteens, and that little bit of excitement, that I highly recommend as a destination.
So it's more the variety that that area offers as well then.
Yes, a huge variety. Huge variety, and exchange rate is pretty good right now.
Brilliant. And so, Karen, you mentioned about Lake Garda. Have you been anywhere else which you thought was really great for families?
Yeah, we had a fabulous couple of family holidays last year that worked really well. We had a really good holiday in Greece that I loved, mainly because it was on like a small complex that was kind of a mixture of little villas, so you could cook some food yourself if you wanted to, but then there was also a restaurant on site that delivered food to the villa afterwards. So if you wanted to eat when the kids had gone to bed, which we still can, but it's nice to be able to sit on your own patio then when the kids are in bed and you can have somebody else cook the food. So that worked really nicely for us. That was a real mix. But we also had a fab holiday to Lanzarote in November last year, and we did think that was a really family-friendly location. Just really easy for our flight, great weather, so fantastic place for sort of half term, I guess October half term particularly, and we really enjoyed that. So villa, pool, beach, kind of just the easy combinations. But I definitely think we're at the point now where we're looking for next year and thinking, where's the different places we're going. I've got one of my best friends is in California, so that's definitely on our list. I'd love to do Disney before they all start school, so maybe Lily starts school in September, but maybe I do one next year when I've only got one fine and not three to pay for. So I think it is just a case of maybe pushing the boundaries and being a little bit braver in your choices, and then I think you probably get something a bit exciting.
Ah, that's brilliant.